Wow, so it's been a very exciting weekend for everyone in Australia that is ordering a Model Y and has been waiting for so long. So I thought a day later after ordering ours, I would put together a bit of a video on how I'm digesting my thoughts around the Model Y finally being here. And mostly I wanted to go over some of the cons and the pros of the Model Y, comparing it to our current 2021 Model 3. So starting with the cons, the biggest thing that upsets me about the Model Y is that it's 2 seconds slower than our current Model 3. Not because I'm some daredevil taking off at the lights every single time, but I would say that one of the most fun things about driving the Model 3 has just been that acceleration, the feeling of putting your foot down and that responsiveness. So although I'm sure the Model Y will still feel quick, it's probably just not going to feel as incredible off the line as the Model 3 does. Then obviously the second con is just that the Model Y is about 10 grand more expensive than what we paid for our Model 3 last year. So we paid 64 grand for our Model 3 after we got back the $3,000 from the government here. We're not eligible for that rebate with the Model Y because it's past that threshold. And then we've added the wide interior and the induction wheels, and it came to 79 grand. So it's like not a cheap car. But once you'll see in a moment, there are some pros that I think justify the extra price. The last con I wanted to touch on, and these are really the only three things that I can think of, but that's the Gemini wheels. So in my opinion, as I spoke about in my last video, aero caps on the Y just don't look nearly as good as the blacked out versions you get on the 3. You can take those caps off and the wheels underneath look marginally better. I imagine a lot more people this time will be wanting to upgrade to those induction wheels being 20 inches as well. So they're a little bit bigger for the bigger base of the Model Y. Anyway, they're the three cons. Acceleration, not as amazing. Price tag, ouch. And the Gemini wheels are just not as amazing. All right, so now we get into the pros. And for anyone that has ordered a Model Y, you'll be quite excited to hear this list. And there's probably things that I'm missing out, but I'm just gonna run over some of the pros now. Number one being the cargo space. It's double the Model 3. So we're talking about a huge amount of cargo space in this car. If you want to go camping, you're doing a holiday trip, road tripping, all of this stuff, there is just so much space in this car, especially when you put those seats down. It's going to be incredible. The frunk is actually quite a bit deeper, and then that rear storage slot underneath the boot is bigger. So all around, it's just a massive improvement over what we were already very happy with in the Model 3. And being a hatch means that we can finally have the dogs in the back, which means we can sell the Mazda and just kind of go back to having one main car, which we're very excited about. Another pro is that you get that full glass panoramic roof. The Model 3 has that bar across it, which kind of does, in a way, take away from the wowness of the glass roof, whereas in the Model Y, you just get that whole roof. It's quite expansive from what I've seen online, so looking forward to that. Overall, the driving position, I think, is just going to feel a lot nicer, being higher off the ground, feeling a little bit safer, and also having just more visibility in front of you. Just editing this video now, and the point of visibility does remind me of a potential con with the Model Y, and that is the rear window visibility is apparently limited compared to a Model 3. So that is something we're going to have to get used to, is just possibly not being able to see as much out of that rear view mirror. Luckily, we've got the rear view camera that we can pull up on the dash, but yeah, something to consider. Another pro is that there's a slightly longer range than what we're used to in our Model 3. So going from an advertised range of 420 kilometers to now 455. So that will just make it maybe a little bit easier when we're doing trips to Beechworth and things like that. We might not need to stop at all to charge up, which would be nice. Another big pro is just it's going to be a lot easier getting in and out of the car, especially when I'm constantly doing that with YouTube and TikTok videos. I had actually noticed the sheer amount of times I get in and out of the car to film things. It can be quite tolling on my lower back. It's just a small thing, but I have noticed that instantly from what I've seen online. People just getting in and out of the car with so much ease. Another thing I'm looking forward to trying out is the new AMD Ryzen chip inside the Model Ys. So that results in a much faster touchscreen experience. It's a lot more responsive. Things like Sentry mode, YouTube, zooming in and out of maps on navigation. All of those things should all round be a much better experience in the Model Y thanks to this new chip. Now, I haven't confirmed these things, but according to the website, we're also going to get ambient lighting in the Model Y, which is something we do not have in our current Model 3. We're going to get a heated steering wheel, which is kind of exciting. And also the back seats, which the hardware in the Model 3 is there for heated rear seats, but you do have to pay, I think, $500 to upgrade that. Whereas in the Model Y, it appears to come standard. Also, the premium 13 speaker array audio, that's apparently going to sound amazing. The HEPA filter as well in the Model Y. So I thought that the Model 3 technically had a HEPA filter. I don't believe it does, but the Model Y comes with a HEPA filter. So in terms of filtration of air coming into the cabin, this is like top quality, which is pretty cool. I'm sure there's other things that I'm not including, but this is just like the day after ordering it, I'm going through, reading all those details, jumping on Twitter. I'm really excited to see just how many people have ordered this car. And it seems like Tesla have been blown away by the first day, order numbers that they're getting. They're not able to report those numbers, but it seems like it's crazy, record breaking, I'm guessing. So yeah, maybe sometime soon we'll get a better idea of what those numbers are. But I would say that, this is on track for sure to become the best-selling electric car in this country. And we all love an SUV here in Melbourne, so they're going to be very popular. Anyway, a bit more of a casual video. I thought I would just jump on here. I know a lot of you are just super excited about this new launch. So yeah, thought I'd hit you with some pros and cons. And as you can tell, there's a lot more pros. So catch you guys in the next one.